Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdata min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, sisters. We are now doing part 2 of the second hadith. Alhamdulillah. So we are going to start with the explanation of the 6 pillars of Iman, okay? Because we were doing the hadith of Jibril when he visited Rasulullah Sallallahu Rasulullah Sallallahu was with his companions, and the hadith is narrated by Umar. Umar radiallahu anhu says that he sees this man in extremely white clothes with no traces of traveling, and this man is asking Rasulullah Sallallahu. First, he sat very close, so you guys did really good on the questions. He sat very, very close to Rasulullah Sallallahu, and then he started asking him some questions, and he would confirm the answer by saying, "You have spoken the truth." And so this is a lesson in how we teach and how we learn as well. And he asked about Islam, Iman, Ihsan, and he also asked about the signs of the Day of Judgment. So we went over Islam, so now we are going to go over Iman. So the Sheikh says, he first quotes that part again. No, actually he starts from the benefits of this hadith, the hadith of Jibril, right? We see the 6 matters in Iman. So number 1, belief in Allah. Number 2, his angels. Number 3, his books. Number 4, his messengers. Number 5, the last day. And number 6, the qadr, the divine decree. The occurrence of the divine decree, the good and bad thereof. So the Sheikh says, from the benefits of this hadith, distinguishing, making a difference between Islam and Iman, right? So in this hadith, we see that there is a difference between Islam and Iman. When mentioned together, when they are both mentioned together, Islam means the actions of the limbs, and Iman means the actions of the heart. So hint, this might be a trivia question, so take note, inshallah. So when Islam and Iman are mentioned together, then Islam means the actions of the limbs, and Iman means the actions of the heart. Okay? So, okay, good, mashallah. So basically, we said Islam, actions of the what? Of the limbs. Wa alaikum salam wa
Miss Latifa.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, Latifa. Welcome to the class, mashallah. All the way from Nigeria. You are definitely welcome.
Welcome, my sister. I don't want to say nothing, but I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Welcome.
Okay, mashallah. All right, so I'm going to mute you guys back so we can continue the recording, inshallah. Okay, so what I was saying was that, and it's a trivia question probably, the Sheikh said that when there's a difference between Islam and Iman, but when we mention them together, when you mention Islam and Iman together, so what does Islam mean? Islam means the actions of the limbs, right? The physical actions. And Iman means the actions of the heart, okay? But when they're mentioned by themselves, if you just say Islam, then that includes Iman. You understand? So there's not a difference if they're mentioned like once by themselves. If you say, oh, he's a Muslim, Islam, then it's encompassing Iman. But if they are put together, if you mention Islam and Iman, then there's a difference, and that is the difference, okay? Okay, so then he quotes Surah Al-Ma'idah, ayah 3, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم, وَرَضِيتُ لَكُمُ الْإِسْلَامَ دِينًا. And his statement, وَمَنْ يَبْتَغِ غَيْرَ الْإِسْلَامِ دِينًا. And whoever follows a religion other than Islam. So in this case, that includes Iman. So in another ayah that he quotes in Surah Al-Anfal, وَأَنَّ اللَّهَ مَعَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. And Allah is with those who possess Iman. And he says also those verses that resemble this incorporate Iman and Islam. And he mentions another verse, فَتَحْرِيرُ رَقَبَةٍ مُؤْمِنَةٍ. He must set free a slave who possesses Iman. This includes Islam, it puts together Islam and Iman, okay? So when they are mentioned together, this hadith indicates the meaning of each. So the hadith that we're studying, it will only make a difference when they are when Islam and Iman are mentioned together. But if it's only mentioned by itself, Islam or Iman by itself, then it includes both. From the benefits of this hadith, belief in Allah is the most important and significant pillar of Iman. Belief in Allah is the most important and significant pillar of Iman, and due to this, the Prophet ﷺ superseded it when he said, أَن تُؤْمِنَ بِاللَّهِ. It is to believe in Allah. Belief in Allah includes belief, so let's pay close attention again, hint, 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 might be a trivia. Belief in Allah includes belief in His existence, His lordship, rububiyyah, worship of Him alone, uluhiyyah, and His names and attributes. That's why it's so important to study that, right? Iman, faith, is not only in His existence, but it must include the 4 components that we talked about. Meaning, belief in His existence, number 1, His lordship, rububiyyah, number 2, worship of Him alone, number 3, uluhiyyah, and number 4, His names and attributes. Okay? From the benefits of this hadith, belief in the angels. The angels are in the unseen world. Okay? So none of us can say we actually saw an angel in his true shape. Allah has described them with many attributes in the Qur'an, and the Prophet ﷺ has described them in his Sunnah. The manner that we believe in them is, we believe in those whose names have been specified and those whose names have not been specified. Thus, we believe in them generally. Okay, we believe in them generally. We also believe in what we have learned of their actions and occupations that they carry out. So we believe of, whatever Qur'an and Sunnah tells us that the angels do, we believe in that. Likewise, we believe in what we have learned of their attributes that the Prophet ﷺ described them with. For instance, the Prophet ﷺ saw Jibril in his natural form, that he was created with 600 wings engulfing the entire horizon. And so we believe that because it came from Rasulullah ﷺ. Therefore, it is obligatory upon us. It is fard. It's not something to play with. It is an obligation upon us that we believe in the angels and that we love them, since they are the servants of Allah who uphold His command, as He, the Exalted, said in Surah Al-Anbiya, بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ومن عنده لا يستكبرون عن عبادته ولا يستحسرون يسبحون الليل والنهار لا يفترون. And those that are near to Him, meaning the angels, are not too proud to worship Him, nor are they weary of His worship. They, the angels, glorify His praises night and day, and they do not slacken to do so, right? So we have to love them because they are obedient to Allah Azza and they are really worshiping Him, with excellence. So because of that, we love them. From the benefits of this hadith, the Sheikh says, the obligation of believing in the books, right? that Allah the Mighty, the Majestic, revealed to His messengers. May salutations and blessings be upon them all. Allah the Exalted said in Surah Al-Hadid, وَلَقَدْ أَرْسَلْنَا رُسُلًا مِّن قَبْلِكَ مِنْهُم مَّن قَصَصْنَا عَلَيْكَ. Surely we have sent our messengers with clear evidences and revealed the scripture to them and the scale, meaning the mizan. Therefore, the Shaykh says, we believe in every book that Allah revealed to His messengers. However, we believe in them generally, and we substantiate that they are the truth. Specifically, the previous books must have been distorted, altered, and tampered with. Thus, it is impossible for a person to distinguish between the truth and falsehood within them. And as a result, we say we believe in what Allah revealed of the books in a general manner, not specific, okay? Therefore, we are in fear of what has been distorted, altered, and tampered with. This concerns belief in the books. As for acting in accordance with them, this is only for what was revealed to Muhammad ﷺ, and the other books have been abrogated by this legislation. So all the previous books, now we say that they have been sent by Allah, but we also say that they have been tampered with. So we don't know what part of it is true, what part of it is false. And so as far as putting into action anything, we go by Qur'an. Qur'an abrogates everything else, right? So we follow the rulings of Qur'an and Sunnah. From the benefits of this hadith, the obligation of believing in the messengers, may salutations and blessings be upon them. We believe that every messenger that Allah sent is true, and that he came with the truth, truthful in what he informed and truthful in what he commended. Very important, because sometimes we may say it verbally, but when it comes into putting into actions, then we're like, well, maybe actually, he was a human. And no, we have to really understand what it means. This is now we are talking about the pillars of Iman, the pillars of faith. Your faith is as strong as these pillars. So if these pillars are shaky, then your faith is shaky, right? So believing that the prophets, they came with truth. Believing that Rasulullah ﷺ, he didn't speak on his own, right? He spoke based on what he was inspired to say. So he was informed with truth, and he commended with truth. The Shaykh says, we generally believe in those we do not have knowledge of, and specifically in those who we know their fine points. And in Surah Al-Ghafir, ayah 78, Allah Azza wa Jal says, بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ولقد أرسلنا رسلا من قبلك منهم من قصصنا عليك. And surely we have sent messengers before you. Some of them we have relayed their stories to you, and some of them we have not relayed their stories to you. Therefore, those whom their stories have been relayed to us, we believe in them specifically. Those whom their stories have not been relayed to us, we believe in them generally. The first of the messengers is Nuh, and the last of them is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. From them are the 5 strong-willed whom Allah mentioned collectively in the 2 verses of his book. He, the Blessed, the Exalted, stated in Surah Al-Ahzab, وَإِذْ أَخَذْنَا مِنَ النَّبِيِّينَ مِيثَاقَهُمْ وَمِنْكَ وَمِنْ نُوحٍ وَإِبْرَاهِيمَ وَمُوسَى وَعِيسَى بْنِ مَرْيَمَ. So that is in Surah Al-Ahzab. And in Surah Al-Shura, شرع لكم من الدين ما وصى به نوحا والذي أوحينا إليك وما وصينا به إبراهيم وموسى وعيسى أن أقيموا الدين ولا تتفرقوا فيه. He has ordained for you the same religion which he ordained for Nuh, and that which he revealed to you, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and that which he revealed to Ibrahim, Musa, and Isa. So that's 5, right? Nuh, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ibrahim, Musa, and Isa, Hint, hint, hint. It might be a trivia question. I'm making it really easy on you guys, right? All right, from the benefits of this hadith, belief in the last day. The last day is the day of judgment. It is called last since it is the last stage of men. The stages of men are 4. Let me repeat this. The stages of men are 4. The first stage is in the womb of his mother. The second stage is what we're living right now, the life of this world. The third stage is the barzakh. May Allah make it easy for us in the barzakh, and may Allah make it easy for all those who have preceded us, who have died. May Allah make it easy on them. And the fourth stage, the last stage, is the last day. There is no stage after it, because either the person will go to Jannah or to hell. And may Allah make us among the Jannah people. Ameen ya Rabbi. Belief in the last day is inclusive of, just as Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah has stated, everything that the Prophet ﷺ informed of that will occur after death. This includes what will happen in the grave of the dead, being asked about his Lord, religion, and prophet, as well as what will occur in the grave of bliss or punishment. So those are the 4 stages that a man goes through. Then from the benefits of this hadith again, is the obligation of believing in the qadr. So I'm going to share in the WhatsApp, I'm going to share the link to the summary that I did on qadr when I took a class with Dr. Basha. So from the benefits of this hadith, the obligation of believing in the qadr, divine decree, the good and bad thereof, it is to believe in 4 matters. Number 1, to believe that Allah encompasses everything by his knowledge, in general, specific, for eternity and infinity. There's nothing outside the knowledge of Allah, right? Number 2, to believe that Allah has written the extent of everything until the establishment of the hour in the prescribed tablets. Number 3, to believe that everything that occurs in existence is by the will of Allah, the mighty, the majestic, and there is nothing that escapes his will. Number 4 is to believe that Allah created everything. Everything is the creation of Allah, the mighty, the majestic, regardless if it is from the actions that he is specified with, such as causing it to rain, causing plants to grow, or from the actions of the servants and the rest of creation. This is because the actions of the creation are the creation of Allah, the Almighty, the majestic. Since the actions of the creation are based on will and ability are from the attributes of the servants. And the attributes of the servants are a creation of Allah, the mighty, the majestic. Therefore, everything in existence is from the creation of Allah, the exalted. So everything, like when you take the means, let's say you're sick and you take the means, you take the pill, or you take this medication, or you see this doctor, all of it, it doesn't take you out of you relying on Allah, because all of it are from the creation. It's all part of the creation of Allah, right? Because Allah created the man with the brain and the ability to think. All of that is what Allah created. So if out of this ability to think, they come up with this pill, then it's still part of the creation of Allah, right? But the only thing is that we should not think that it's the pill itself. It's the doctor himself that is doing the cure. That's where we have to be careful. Allah the mighty, the majestic, decreed all that will occur until the day of judgment before the creation of the heavens and the earth by 50,000 years. So sisters, really, why are we going to worry? It's been written down. Whatever we're going through right now, 50,000 years, and we were not even, so subhanallah. So you don't have to worry about anything. You just do what you have to do. The results anyway has already been decreed, right? But you do your part. You just do your best. Therefore, whatever has been decreed for a person, it cannot miss him. It cannot miss him. So a sister, one of my students, her cousin died. Actually, her auntie lost 2 children, very close. Like she lost her first child, and then 4 years later, she lost the second. And they were both around 16, 18, that kind. And so she told me that when she lost the first child, the son, he migrated. He wanted to go, people who leave Africa by boats and stuff like that. So he died in that journey, right? So that really broke the heart of the family. And she was telling me, we almost felt like, okay, because she already lost this one, she's not going to lose another one that quickly. So when her daughter became sick 4 years later, they were saying, yeah, she's sick, but she'll make it. They don't know. They didn't really understand qadr, and they don't really understand the deen. So they're thinking because the first one died, this one is going to make it. So when this one also died, it's like she said, it shook the whole family. And she said, I have questions about qadr because I don't want to think the wrong way, right? So when I sent her that talk, she said it really helped her. But my point is that because she was saying that her auntie was saying maybe because they sent the child to Senegal to be treated, and she said maybe we should have sent it to another country. I said no, this is only gonna hurt you. This was the time for this child to go, right? This death could never have missed this child. Okay, so that's very important. Whatever has been decreed for a person cannot miss this person. And whatever has not been decreed for this person, you can go up and down, left and right, turn around, come back. You will never, ever, ever, ever get it. So that should free us. Yes, make your du'as, but do not be attached to the results. Leave the results to Allah Azza wa Jal. Make your du'as, do your best, be hopeful, but leave the results to Allah Azza wa Jal. He knows best. And at the end, whatever happens, there's no, oh, maybe if I had done this, if I had chosen this, no. This, you're opening the door of shaitan, and it's going to make you ungrateful to Allah Azza wa Jal. So, these are the 6 pillars of Iman that the Messenger of Allah ﷺ explained. And the Shaykh says, Iman, faith, is not complete. It is absolutely not complete, except that one believes in all of it. And we ask Allah that He causes all of us to believe in it. Allahumma ameen. Do I have any questions? Because these are really, really, really important. Do I have any questions about these pillars? Okay, I'm going to move on. From the benefit of this hadith, we're still in the same hadith, a clarification that ihsan, perfection in worship, is that a person worships his Lord with fervent desire and persistent entreaty, as if he sees him, right? So you get excited because it's like as if you see Allah. So he would love to reach it. He would love to reach that level, right? So he's doing his eager, he's excited, and he's doing it with energy because why? It's as if he sees Allah, even though he does not see Allah. This is the more complete and perfect level of ihsan, meaning of worship. If he is not able to reach this state, then he reaches the second level, which is to worship Allah out of fear and dread of his punishment. So if you cannot reach the excellent level of ihsan, where you're just eager and you have energy and you're doing because you feel like, oh, Allah sees me, then the next level is to do it because you're afraid of Allah's punishment, right? And you fear Allah. So that's why you're now doing what you're doing, right? Due to this, the Prophet ﷺ said, فَإِلَّمْ تَكُنْ تَرَاهُ فَإِنَّهُ يَرَاكَ. And if you are not able to see him, then know that he sees you. Meaning, if you are not able to worship him as though you see him, then Allah sees you. He sees your worship. From the benefits of this hadith, knowledge of the hour is hidden, is sealed, and is hidden. No one has knowledge of it except Allah, the Mighty, the Majestic. Whoever claims to have knowledge of it is a liar. Whoever says, oh, the day of judgment is happening in year 2000 and I don't know whatever, then this person is a liar. This was hidden from the most virtuous of the messengers, from the angels and mankind, Muhammad and Jibril. May salutations and blessings be upon them. Beautiful, mashallah. So you in this hadith, you see a messenger from the angels and you see a messenger from mankind. and they're the best of messengers, right? Because Jibril is the archangel, so he is the ruh, he is the best of the angels, and so he is the leader of them. And then the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the best of men, and subhanallah, he is the seal of the messengers, he's the imam of the messengers. And so both of them agree that they do not know when the day of judgment is, right? So who is going to come and say they know, right? That's the point here. From the benefits of this hadith, the hour has indicators, it has signs. And it says in Surah Muhammad, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم, فهل ينظرون إلا الساعة أن تأتيهم بغتة فقد جاء أشراطها. Do they then await other than the hour that it should come upon them suddenly? But some of its portents have already come. Some of its signs have already come. The Sheikh says the scholars have split the signs of the hour into three categories. Three categories. Number one, a type that has occurred, right? Number two, a type that continues to occur. And number three, a type that will not occur except that it is very near to the establishment of the hour. These are the major signs, such as the descent of Isa ibn Maryam, alayhi salam, the Dajjal, right? The Dajjal, the Antichrist, Yajuj and Majuj, may Allah save us, and the rising of the sun from the west. These are the major signs. Like when these happen, that's it. Day of judgment is beginning soon, right? But so there are three types. The signs that already occurred, already came. Like for instance, what is one sign that already occurred? Anybody know? Let me ask you guys. What is one sign that already occurred?
And the coming of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Very good, Ahsanti. Yeah, excellent. That's one of the signs that already happened. A sign that continues to occur. It could be. I'm trying to think. It could be like what we're seeing, like the men dressing as women, women dressing as men, fornication being rampant. This is it's like ongoing. It's happening now. It's not just in the past. It's ongoing. It's happening now. It happened yesterday. Yeah, it's ongoing. And then the ones that have not yet happened, those are the major sign, which the coming of Isa ibn Maryam. Okay, alhamdulillah. All right, sisters, it's 7:28. This is actually where we're going to stop. Okay, this is where we're going to stop the reading for today. Now,
I was saying, look at it, right? The sign of the coming of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the last of the major sign will be the coming of another prophet again. Look at it, subhanallah. You know, and his true faith that is very, people that is arguing about, because those are the two religion that people are confused of Christianity, and he will come back to legalize the faith of Islam. He will come back as a Muslim to show other people about the deen and all that, to show that Islam is the true faith. MashaAllah, for the coming for the Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and him is another sign too.
MashaAllah. MashaAllah. So yes, definitely. So do I have any questions with what we covered? Everybody's clear? Okay. All right. So in this case, we are going to stop here, inshallah, and the trivia questions will be put in the group sometime today, bi-idhnillah. May Allah make us among those who really implement all these pillars of Iman in our lives. That we are the one, like our Iman is really strong. Because, sisters, subhanAllah, if your Iman is strong, this is the thing that you should really guard the most. You should protect it with every energy that you have, is your Iman. Everything else is gonna come and go, but your Iman, you do not. If Allah gives you all this dunya, but your Iman is shaky, you are really worse off. You are poor, you are nothing. But even if you don't have any dunya thing, You have a small, you have 1 cup, 1 plate, you know, you maybe even sleeping under, you know, a roof that has no walls, but your iman is strong. Wallahi, you have everything. You have everything, because that's what's going to help you on the day of judgment. That's what's going to give you nur on the day of judgment, nur in your grave. That's what's going to give you Jannah, subhanallah. So yeah, may Allah truly help us to analyze these pillars, check our own selves, see where we lack, where we are weak, and really ask Allah to aid us and strengthen us. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت ونستغفرك ونتوب إليك. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, sisters.